What's up, YouTube? This is the Billy Bob HD bringing you another Let's Play. Today I've got some more Hearts of Iron 4. This is the Great War mod. We are playing as Spain. Last episode, we had finally finished off taking the rest of the Italian mainland here, and the Germans are finishing up Sicily for us. Meanwhile, we moved our Teal group here, consisting of 44 divisions, over to the Balkans area here, where we've got a new front line opened up. I've drawn out an offensive line order for them here, going past, what is this? The Central Macedonia region there. And my guys just finished out planning here. Some divisions are still not in position. So he's telling us now, after he's sort of moving a couple divisions around and such, that he's a little bit better than halfway overmatched here. And so when I go ahead and click the button, I expect us to be able to make some headway here, but I do also expect that we're going to lose a ton of manpower in doing so. We're currently sitting at 614k. We're gaining 2,500 a month there. We just sank 3 Italian subs, which is good, out here in the Atlantic, on the Iberian coast. I've got all of my nice cavalry units here spread across France, where we're trying to minimize a lot of this resistance here, and we're actually seeing some now in the boot of France here at the very tip of the toes here almost. So I think it may make sense to actually recruit out some more cav. I know we just turned that off here recently, but okay, this is where my new group of them has landed here. So let's send one of you down. Let's send 2 down just to be safe. So we'll send 2 calves down this way, just to take care of that entire area there. I've got new dockyards that have popped out and are awaiting us here. And so we could either grab some of the destroyer stuff here or plug it into light cruiser. Let's go ahead and finish out the light cruiser line there. So making almost 5.2, 5.3 of those per year. Also making 10 of these destroyers per year here. Let's go ahead and give some to that submarine production, though. I think that looks good. The early bomber 2s here are popping out for us as well, just for some close air support, right? And if we have a... Damn, we do have an airbase over here that we can't use, basically. This is the little corner of Bulgaria is all that's left, I would say. Let's check out his plan here. He's considering it to be risky. It is a 0% sort of modifier there. Running at speed 4, so I'm hoping that he'll finish up that planning method here very shortly. We are getting attacked here all across the front line, though, which is sort of causing a little bit of an issue. So let's go ahead and tell the men to move forward there. Even though we're showing a plan value of 0, we may waste a little bit of manpower. I think it still does make sense to do that, right? Showing over here now as sinking a French convoy and another Italian sub there. So I do have my new subunits here popping out in the south of Gibraltar, which is good. And then we're working on actually a new fleet coming out here that's collecting up in this area. Because I do have a fleet size of 52 out here in the Iberian coast currently. So we want to challenge in the Mediterranean here at some point, right? Alright, let's take a look at the front now. And things are actually looking pretty good for us. We do need to pick a new national focus. So we are moving down sort of the equipment focus tree there. We could also go with naval gun efforts here and such, which will help us out with our doctrines, our naval doctrines. 5 days left now on the Dreadnought level 3, and I think, even though I just plugged in those 5 new naval bases, that's where we're going to put them in, is to the Dreadnought production there. We need some more capital ships in the fleet. We need 1 wood at this point. My cav is still on the way down here, even though I've got some allied units here now, and it looks like the Germans have actually pulled out of this area. Damn it. So we could take these 4 garrison units there that we're using by Rome and assign them down here to this front, just to give them a little bit of a push, right? If we see any invasions, we can always pull them back. Everybody else is guarding up here in central France, for example, and look at this. Alright, let's go ahead and mount a couple of different attacks here to try and slow up this progress of this little invasion that they've incurred. And so 3 infantry divisions now that we're going to move in here, like this. I've got 1 and 2 infantry divisions that we're going to bring down like this, so a Japanese invasion, and it does not look like... No, they do not have any naval access there, so that's pretty good to see. Alright, let's go ahead now and jump back in over here, showing a mixture of green and red now. About half and half, I would say. So they're going to keep moving downwards like this. Green 69 down here. We're actually starting to take back some Bulgarian territory now at this point, liberating them. And so to see the line sort of move like this is pretty good news, I would say. Okay, we've got 3 of these green divisions here now that have been able to basically push back on this little Italian attack here. And so I'm going to tell them of a new offensive line order here for Palermo. We'll let him sort of plan that out here for a couple minutes. Just hold tight, gain your organization back, right? Because he's showing it about 50 to 60% now. New research slot is available. So, we got the Dreadnought 3, level 3s out now. 313 days, 432, 313. Resource gain efficiency. Working on those weapons level 3s as well. A long ways to go on some of these other techs, though. We could just jump back into the logistics company research there. Electronics-wise, we're looking good. Air doctrines, we're missing out a little bit. Working there, and... Okay, yeah, land doctrines. So, machine gun team gives us a hard attack versus a soft attack. I'm going to go with the rifleman primacy there, just because that is the mainstay. Now it is time to officially open up our Dreadnought production line. Awesome. So this production line is going to get top priority for all of my naval lines here. Nice. We're going to pull back 3 dockyards like that. We had 2 that we put into here that we can add. Like this. So a year and a half to make one of these. That's quite a bit, right? Let's pull back on some of the submarine production as well. Bringing us up to here. Good. Total need of 9 there for some early motorized units. And we are producing out enough infantry equipment and such, at least to keep up with the front line's needs. We are going to see some heavy needs start to occur as we continue to move through the Balkans here. So Sofia is now actually back into the Central Powers' hands. Awesome. They're continuing to roll down. Very nicely, very nicely. Ukraine now an independent nation. They are currently improving relations with Bulgaria and United Emirates there. Okay, good. We've at least moved this pocket down now to just this area. We're going to tell him to go ahead and join into the fight here. You might as well come down and join in there from Cherbourg. So that's going to show at a green 82 now for us. The Japanese division's about to break, actually. You can see that little green bar there being almost nothing for them. Green 89, 90 there, so that's looking great. No divisions in basic training. Yes, I know that. Seeing quite a large wood need now. Okay, I've got tons of civilian factories that we could potentially use towards trading away for some more wood. Let's double check our trade lines there, though. Okay. Let's bump this up like this. So wood now we have a surplus of 22, so we're looking good there. Constructions-wise, we are down quite a little bit there, so we did take a little bit too much wood. So let's get 2 of those factories back and working on construction projects. Very good. We've got a full 15 here working on this next dockyard, which we can plug into the new Dreadnought production. October of 1919, so that's going to be finished this month. We've got to repair out a couple of other things there that we're seeing from the Resistance stuff. Really only we've at least minimized this to Northern Africa now at this point, so that's good. And production, let's see what that Dreadnought is showing now. 1.2 of those per year. Good. So this is going to be finished out in July of next year. So this coming summer, we'll have our first Dreadnought there added to... Oh god, we are sort of overmatched over here, aren't we? He's telling me He's got a pretty good chance to complete this mission, though, so he's gonna... Let's tell him to go ahead and try. Things hitting a little bit of a wall over here in the Balkans. If we go back... There we go. Although the northern part of the front here does look to be pretty... lightly defended, I would say, by the Entente there. Everywhere else we're showing red, sort of. The German division is not really helping out too much here. It's a little frustrating to see. But we are at least going to make a swing around this area of the front here. And if we can swing down by Constantinople, towards Constantinople, liberate that for the Ottomans. Alright, what are we seeing here? Lost a French sub there. Very good. Let's double check on our big fleet now. And they should be... Yeah, we've got a bunch of these now that are at least considered trained and regulars. We've got some veteran light cruisers here. Seasoned and veteran. And then the destroyers, a couple of them being trained. But at least we're gaining some good army experience here now. Or, excuse me, naval experience. Back down this way now, we're showing at least at a green 54 here. Should be getting those Italian divisions to retreat pretty soon. And something else I noticed too. The little country of Luxembourg was not taken by the Germans in this campaign. Just kind of rare. Usually they just curb stomp them there. How are we looking down here now? Pretty decent. Okay, this is what we wanted to see now. So, these two divisions I'm going to use as sort of my mop-up divisions, right? I'm going to order him to continue traveling around this way here. Just go ahead and swing around and do one of those little moves, taking all of this. Meanwhile, this guy can move down this way. Ah, they're going to... They've gotten a hint of my plan now. You can see them trying to shift troops up here desperately and quickly in order to make sure that we don't completely swing around on them here, which it looks like we might. Palermo now, still a lot to do there. How did that little... Okay, good. We managed to clear up this little invasion that occurred up here from the Japanese, so we're looking good here across the rest of the empire. And Spain has grown pretty significantly. The fight in Africa here not going as well as it used to. These German and Austrian divisions were trying to use in order to at least keep it contained a little bit, right? Okay, we are definitely starting to lose some manpower now. You can see here, okay. So, for example, Bulgaria pretty much exists again, so that's good for them. You can see the rest of these territories here going back to the Ottomans. Serbia putting a stiff resistance up as well. The good news is, though, the march continues over here. Aha! We finally split the front in half. So we've got 9 divisions assigned to this side of the line, while the other, 35 divisions are going to be over here helping out, trying to reach their offensive line orders here down in Greece, which has gone pretty successful. Once these guys sort of stack up on the line, we'll continue pushing down past Constantinople and such. The Germans liberating a ton of Ottoman territory down here now, which they've really made a breakout here in this area since last episode. And so we're going to continue to take Constantinople there for our buddies. Here we are. These two divisions moving in like this. Very good. So the AI actually doing a decent job here now, which is good to see. So we're going to stack up here with 7 divisions, 8 divisions, 9 divisions all attacking on this front. We've got at least 1 French division there that's taking a little bit of a retreat. Getting held up down here now pretty nicely. We are about to break these 4 divisions, though, for the Italians. Let's take a look at our extra planes there. I've got some extra early bombers, right, that are helping us out. Convoys. Yikes. The next 2 dockyards there will go into towards the convoys stuff. And good. We're just repairing out some military factory stuff and a little bit of civilian factory and some infrastructure. And then once that happens, we can just minimize that, again, just minimizing this resistance down here to Northern Africa, which we've almost got a land bridge created here if I were to move them over. All right, now we're really moving in on Constantinople here, guys. Which a lot of these divisions, I guess, moving back to the other area. Hold on a second. 44 divisions still assigned there. So I've got 0 divisions assigned over to Constantinople somehow. So we'll tell these guys to come on back. Come on back to that little front line there. And their job with those 9 divisions is going to be offensive line order, something like this. Just to create a nice little toehold there across Constantinople. Naval gun effort is finished, so let's go with the Dreadnought effort, which will help our next round of battleship sort of research and such. And then up here, what are we seeing? Actually, a little bit of a breakout. Let's take this one division in and attack from this side just to help out those Germans. Early Fighter 2 is now finally finished. And so we've actually got a legitimate fighter. I know somebody made a comment and said, hey, you can create a variant there on the Scout right here. But I just went ahead and got the early fighter level 2 going for us. Is it time yet to start creeping in on some of these industry things, potentially? Let's go with heavy industry level 3 there, which will also help out my production lines here that we're seeing. Everybody's still staying pretty much very well supplied in the front. Down to 562k now in manpower, so let's tell you guys to reactivate your plans there. So 8 divisions now, pretty much in good fighting shape, going to mount an assault on Constantinople. Showing in a green 96 there. 97. Keep going, boys. Keep going. Green 99, so that should be going very, very well for us, and we should be taking Constantinople any second. Nice. My men going to continue the attack here, as this big group of Entente divisions here have been caught off guard. We are very well supplied. They are not. We are also very well organized, and they are not. So if we can meet up with these other sort of central power divisions there in the middle of Turkey, that will be a big win for us. Oh, very good. These guys here on the western side of this little front here are making some big moves. Pretty much free to move along the coastline right here. So here they come over now. You can see some British Raj divisions in there and American divisions in there trying to help out. And, oh, good. The Germans have finally supplemented this little front over here by adding in some guys. So that's good. Now, how did this work out for us up here? Well, the attacks are still going. Let's use this guy here to try to cut off those divisions. And, yeah, they're going to be surrounded and unsuccessful. Looking good over here as well. We've got a new convoy update here. We sunk a Japanese sub, which is good to see. Ouch, they are countering here at the port very heavily. And somehow my one little division here is managing to defend by himself. Somehow. 3 divisions here making moves for us now. The Germans and Austrians taking a little bit of a break here on this division. We're about to reach our new frontline order there. Bulgaria is back. Bulgaria is back on the map. Tsar Boris loyalists. Okay. Currently showing at 0 divisions. They do have some air force though, and some factories, so hopefully they can repair themselves to the point where they sort of get back on their feet here. We finally made it across the landing of Constantinople there, and we have burst now into the Turkish sort of mainland. Very good. Very cool, very cool. Well, things looking good across the empire here, guys. Thanks for watching. Again, this has been the Billy Bob HD. Please remember to like, subscribe, and or comment if you've enjoyed my content, and we'll catch you next time.